Welcome to Guestimators, the quiz that gets inside the brilliant and bizarre brains of Britain. I'm Andy Bush, and every week we tackle life's biggest questions, like why is it so awkward to sit in the seat directly behind a taxi driver? This week we are delighted to be joined by comedy and podcast duo Poppy Hillstead and Alison Spittle. Poppy's Brainwash Me podcast sees guests try to convince her that their passion is actually interesting, while Alison co-hosted BBC Sound's Wheel of Misfortune, where she asked listeners to share their funniest, most embarrassing stories. And together they're about to launch a brand new podcast, Magazine Party, where they root through trashy magazines searching for the bleakest, grottiest real-life stories.
Yeah.
Poppy and Alison, welcome to Guestimators.
Thank you so much for having us on.
It's brilliant to have you guys on. How do you guys know each other?
How do we know each other?
Do you know what? Through comedy and then through a series of trauma bonding, talking about our childhoods, I'd say.
Yeah,
that would be it.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah, we do. We're very bonded, aren't we?
We
It's like
are.
concrete. Yeah.
We know too much about each other. Like this year, I feel as well. We know so much about each other that we can never split.
We could destroy each
We
other.
could.
Have you got dirt on each other? Would you say that you have dirt on each other?
Big time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do a whole podcast where we just kind of like ruin each other's lives. That could be.
We did it for the last ever one.
Yeah,
That would be a
let's
great
do it.
one. Yeah, like a standoff.
Yeah.
If this was like the olden days, do you think you would write to each other? Would you like like say this was Edwardian times? Would you send each other letters and stuff like that?
If this was
yeah.
Edwardian times, I'm not sure I'd be literate. So
That's a good point.
I'd be dead, I think.
Yeah. I'd be dead of some pox or pestilence.
I would have had 12 babies and died at like.
Yeah, and
15.
the 12th one.
Cracking set of wooden teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
And the magazine party sounds fantastic. I know this is you're about to launch this. So I lament the past. I know that the people still read magazines, but do you feel like it's a shame that people don't have magazines the way they used to have magazines?
It's sad seeing the supermarket section get smaller and smaller. Have you seen that?
It is because we've been actively hunting for them. So we had to
just
go on
us.
Vinted and eBay and the supermarkets as well.
Yeah.
And like, I think
Wow.
what's replaced these magazines has been like TikTok story times, where it's like story time, gonna tell you about the time I married a ghost, instead of hearing that through the words of a journalist. Like,
Exactly.
you know, that was the beautiful thing about these magazines as well. They gave people who are not able to tell their stories the chance to tell a story.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
so what magazines did you guys like have or subscribe to when you were kids?
Oh, Take a Break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. What was it? Take a break. Love it.
Pick Me Up.
Pick Me Up.
Pick Me Up's a good one.
Yeah, because one of them is really grotty, and I can't remember which one it is. But one of them is like that friend of your mum's who keeps talking about sex toys at weirdly inappropriate things. And you're like, we're just having lunch, Mary.
I think that's Pick Me Up. I
Yeah,
think that's
that
a Pick
is
Me
Pick
Up
Me Up,
story.
yeah.
So which one used to have like position of the fortnight in? Or
Cosmopolitan. Yeah,
Did
have
it?
you had a bit of a peruse?
well, we've got. I work for Absolute Radio, but we're owned by Bauer, and the printing side of Bauer is on the other side of the studios where I do our show.
Oh, wow.
And you can go over and they've got a mock-up newsagent with all of their publications, and you can.
That sounds amazing.
You guys, I can
can
help you
buy
out.
in?
You can help yourself to any of the magazines that you want.
But
Oh
now
my
the mock-up
God.
has been taken over by vapes. It's just loads of vapes.
Loads of different coloured vapes.
But position of the week, yeah, there was always an encouragement to use teeth. I feel with stuff.
What, have a nibble? Oh, yeah, it's always.
Just always.
I mean, I don't know what we can say on this
I know
podcast.
You can say anything you like.
Nibble on a foreskin was.
Yeah.
I mean, that.
And
What a
that
great
could
title for a
weigh lot.
podcast that is.
That's the next one. Let's start that now.
And at that time I was reading it, I'd never been near anything like that. But even in the back of my head, I was like, I don't know, mate. I don't think that's a good idea.
That might cause bleeding, and I'm not sure.
Just treat it like a corn in the cob.
In terms of quizzing, what are your approaches to quizzing then, you two? Alison, you were just telling us that you've been on Pointless, right?
I've been on Pointless. I've been on Richard Osman's House of Games.
Oh, wow.
I'm a big quiz person. I know I shouldn't talk it up, but I do love quizzing.
Quite a big deal in the world of quizzing then, right?
I get angry. I don't like the side of myself that comes out
Competitive?
when I do quiz. So competitive. Like I remember I got the Pointless game for like my 25th birthday, and I had to send out a range of texts apologising the next day because I cried. Because I got knocked out before the final, and the final was Sugar Babe singles, and I just felt like that was too much.
And then Poppy, for you, are you competitive? Are you a good quizzer or what?
I can be, but I'm sweating because I know how much Alison's going to kill me. This could be the end.
Well, I don't want to put any stress on what you have a lovely relationship.
We do have a sweet
maybe you've never been in a
relationship.
competitive scenario before, right? Maybe head to head with each other, because you're going to go head to head in this quiz.
Oh,
so.
really?
I'm up for it. I'm up for seeing this. I just want to apologise beforehand. And also, like, the fun thing is as well, I'm probably going to absolutely fall apart because I've done it. In both those quizzes that I said I'm so proud of, I've fallen apart in the answer smash. I hate how much I've failed at that.
Is this table bolted down?
Yeah.
Alison's going to flip it.
Clive Anderson beating me once again, and I'm just crying in the corner. Like, my boyfriend watched it with me, and he's like, "You made that weird at the end. He looks uncomfortable. He keeps looking at you," because I'm like this.
Clive's terrified.
Well,
I'm terrified.
Oh, no.
It was lovely to me on the way home.
Oh, yeah.
well, this is going to be amazing. The main reason we are here is to quiz, so let's get stuck in following a recap on how it all works with Matt Cutler, a.k.a. the Statman.
Imagine if we break up a podcast before it's even launched.
I know.
I know.
That's great PR for us.
Kid gloves. Handle with kid gloves.
Anyway, welcome, Poppy and Alison. So we've compiled a group of people from across the UK representing a wide range of backgrounds and interests, and we call them the Guestination. So you'll hear us reference the Guestination quite a lot. We asked them a series of questions, frankly quite stupid questions, to which there's no correct answer. Your job is to work out what their most common answers were. It is as simple as that. And we're pitting you head to head in this episode. There'll be 3 rounds. I'll take your answers. And this week's quiz is called Casinos, Cathedrals and Corporate Chit-Chat.
Oh, wonderful.
All the C's.
Beautiful.
All the C's. And in round 1, so London, where we sit right now to record this very podcast, it's the 3rd most visited city in the world after Bangkok and Istanbul. There you go. There's a little stat for you. It's not going to be relevant.
That's why they call him Statman Matt.
That's why they call me Statman Matt. But that basically means that there are tourists everywhere walking slowly and stopping without warning to take pictures. A little bugbear of mine. But what shouldn't they bother visiting and taking pictures of? We might be able to answer that because we asked the Guestination to name the most overrated London landmark.
Pret a manger. I would say. Just don't. You're fine. I know people have told you about it. It's just a sandwich place. It's
The
fine.
chocolate mousse is really good.
I've never. Oh wow.
I've got to go against you there.
Laddie
We're gonna
da.
fall out.
What are your views of London then, you two? Do you like London? Do you live in? You both live in London?
Both live in London.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you like it?
I kind of do. I was so I'm Irish, but I was born in London, and it's held against me on the Irish side of my family all the time. I loved EastEnders when I was younger, and I kept thinking when I was a teenager, I used to listen to the Smiths and the Cure and all that type of thing, and I'd be in my little Irish council estate going, I'm so sad here. I've only moved to London, where I'm born and where I'm from. It'd be amazing. I hate it. I do all the touristy things. I like my.
So you do tour, because sometimes when you live in London and work in London, you don't do any of the tourist stuff. You forget about that bit almost a bit.
Yeah, I've not been to any kind of royal things,
Right.
but I have been to the British Museum a fair bit, and I love the British Library.
Yeah.
I love what else? The BT Tower.
Oh yeah,
That's my
good one.
favourite.
I've never been. Have you been up the BT Tower?
I would kick a child to go on the BT Tower. Like, if that's the way I get in, I'll do it. I love the BT Tower so much.
Are you not freaked out by like stuff like the Shard and the London Eye being up high? Is that kind of a bit freaky?
I had a panic attack in Monument.
Did you?
I've been up Monument Tower when I was a little kid on a school trip, and it's terrifying.
Get me down there. They couldn't do anything.
It's quite tightly packed in up there as well, isn't it?
I knew going in, I was like, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown, and I got like halfway up and was like, get me down now. Where's the lift? There's no lift. There's no nothing, is there? It's just like a tomb that stretches into the sky.
I'm like, what's Monument Tower?
Am I right? Is it called Monument?
Yeah. It's where the Great Fire of London started.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Why was I forced in there?
So is this a dawning realisation for you then, Poppy, that you might have like a bit of claustrophobia going on, or is it fear of heights, or what was it?
Yeah, fear of heights, claustrophobia.
All of them.
I've just remembered a touristy thing me and Alison have done.
Oh, we went to the
Bubba Gumps.
Bubba Gumps.
That's right.
Place, yeah.
public.
That's actually one of our first friendship dates.
That was
wasn't it?
beautiful, yeah, and the food was diabolical.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was
the
like
worst food ever.
actual slop.
Actual
And
stuff.
it's closed down now, isn't it?
It is. We wanted to do a podcast where we would go to these restaurants that are closing down, like the Rainforest Cafe.
Oh,
and
yeah.
different- We wanted to go to places that offered experience rather than food.
Yeah.
Because the food is terrible.
Sadly, they all closed down before we could start the podcast.
Yeah, we were at a booth that was just covered in pictures of Forrest Gump's mum, and I was like, she's not the main part of this for me. You know, like Sally Field watching you while you eat some scampi.
That's a great idea for a podcast, though. I'd love for someone to go and maybe stay in places that the hotel inspector has tried to turn around.
Oh, that's
Because you
a
never
good
find out
idea.
anything
Amazing.
afterwards. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Because my dad stayed in the Celebrity Hotel in Bournemouth, which
Yes.
in the Rihanna room.
oh,
In the
wow.
Rihanna room.
Pictures. Yeah, it's just
Iconic
pictures.
episodes.
Oh
Yes.
my
Yeah.
god!
It was just loads of pictures of Rihanna from 2008.
Getty Images.
he just wanted to go to watch football, but he was in the Rihanna room. Yeah, I often. Do you ever go look at the reviews of? If I watch, my dad's a big four in the bed man, so I'm a big four in the bed man.
Yeah.
And I go to the hotel reviews after Four in the Bed is finished, and if a person has been a bit spicy on it, the reviews are terrible.
Really?
Right.
It'll
That's
be
good.
like, I've never stayed in this place, but that man is a scumbag. 1 star.
Because people have started to game Four in a Bed a little bit, haven't they? Do you know what I mean?
They have.
So
You
it's
gotta
good that
keep-
that's happening to people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. With Four in the Bed, it's like when you see someone who has like a box room in Blackpool and they're brought into like a place with 4 poster beds and they're, I just don't like it. And it's like, you feel attacked, and I understand. I'm in comedy. So when I'm around Cambridge Footlights people, I'm like, I don't like puns. And it's just because I don't understand it. I've never been
I
in that
know.
way before, you know?
Well, what have you got for us in the world of London landmarks
Sorry,
then?
yeah.
No, that's right.
Matthew?
We've already mentioned a few of these already. Question 1, simple one to kick you off. Did more people say the British Museum or the Tower of London was the most overrated London landmark?
Well, you
has
just
to
said
be.
British Museum that you like there, Alison.
It's
So
just got loads of stuff that doesn't belong to England in it. It's
Yeah.
great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, it's got so much stuff.
It's got a lot of stuff.
At
yeah.
Tower of London, there's a TikTok account of a woman who is a big fan of one of Henry VIII's wives.
Oh yeah,
The one that
just one.
died, he beheaded her, but she wasn't Anne Boleyn. She was the
Oh.
other lady.
he did
Catherine
behead a few, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
She was flighty.
Oh,
Anyway, she's got a TikTok account attached to this woman, and on the 13th of February is the day that she got her head chopped off, and the lady goes to the Tower of London and puts flowers down at the Tower of
Oh.
London for that
That's
wife.
beautiful. Well, that's quite exciting.
Yeah.
So, what was the other one? Was it Big Ben?
British Museum or Tower of London? Have you been to the Tower of London, Poppy?
No, I haven't. I know someone that lives in. Do you know someone
I
that
know.
lives in?
Yeah.
He lives in the Tower of London. You can actually live in there.
Yeah, he lives in the
But you
Tower
have
of
to
London.
Is he a beefeater, this person?
His dad is like big in the army. He's a comedian.
He is.
He's
yeah.
a comedian. You should get him on. Tom Houghton.
Yeah.
But yeah, he
Wow.
used to get like, he said it was really hard to get Deliveroo deliveries there.
That's sad.
'Cause
I'm out.
People didn't know the entrance.
I'm out if
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Right, so you thought it was difficult getting to Spotify here for the Guestimators
Yeah.
podcast. Imagine trying to, we're in the Tower of London, just main
Yeah.
entrance. So what are you thinking then? The British public, the Guestination are thinking which is the most overrated?
I think it has to be Tower of London because you're going to have some anti-royal sentiment as well.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah.
What do we think?
Do we?
You got your own
Are
answers
we
here.
against
so
each
you're
other?
against
Against
each
each
other.
other.
Oh God.
Should I? Will I pick? Will I?
No, I'm Tower of London.
You're
you
Tower-
definitely are as well. I feel let's do
Both
it.
Tower. You
So-
both go for the
so-
same
Let's
one.
go both Tower of London. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
God.
yeah.
It's polite at the moment. It's going to change soon. Don't you worry about it.
I'll take Tower of London for both of you. News just in: Catherine Howard was beheaded.
Beautiful.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, breaking news there.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry for anyone who didn't know that spoiler. Okay, I'll take Tower of London for both of you on that one. Give you questions 2 and 3 together. I simply want to know what was the most common answer and the second most common answer. And if you say one in the wrong position, I'll give you a half point. And I've got choices, so the
I
top
love
2 are
this.
in here. 10 Downing Street, Big Ben, already mentioned, Buckingham Palace, the London Eye, or the Shard. The top 2 are in there.
Top 2 most overrated.
London landmarks.
Well,
What's your view of going to the palace? You just said earlier on you haven't done any royal-related stuff. Can you go in the palace, or do you just stand outside and look at the palace?
I don't think you can. I think you can pay money and go to like an exhibition. Because I've walked past Buckingham Palace loads because they got parakeets outside there.
They have,
and I love
yeah.
feeding the parakeets. Like that's my big thing about going to that place. Just
What do you mean they've got parakeets outside there? What, like, just
so
like
they got wild parakeets, and there's rumours about how these parakeets came about. They
Oh,
say
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Jimi
in fact,
Hendrix.
Yeah, I've got a hat about the song about that. She goes, Jimi Hendrix let them in. But or Humphrey Bogart is another rumour that there was a film, I think it was The African Queen. They say they brought in a lot of parakeets, let them free. So sorry, to get to this, I think Downing Street you can't see, and Buckingham Palace you can't really see. You can't get near it.
Yeah.
Big Ben is there, and it is impressive, and there has been like videos of American tourists crying while seeing the Big Ben. So I'm gonna put and then we got the Shard, and we got the wheel.
London Eye.
London Eye is about
Yeah.
20 quid. You got to think about value for money for these
You
people. 'cause
have.
it's overrated. Like Bubba Gump, the shrimp place.
You guys had an amazing time there, right?
Well-
Like, if it was 2 quid, I think I would have been like, that was great.
Personally, person to person, we had a great time.
Oh,
but
we did.
I think I got horrible shits after that place.
Horrible shits.
So I think if we do it in order of like, what have you got the shits at with any of these?
Where would you
Monument nearly
least
shit
like to
myself.
get the shits in? I think it would be the London Eye.
London Eye
You're
would be
just
terrible.
terrible. You're
Would you be scared of it up there, Poppy,
Oh.
given your experience at the Monument Tower?
I'm
London Eye?
terrified. I'm terrified of everything. I sweat and nearly
Yeah.
faint at every opportunity.
Imagine having stomach trouble at the top of the London Eye with 8 Italian tourists looking at you, and you're just holding yourself in.
There's nowhere to go.
Like-
There's nowhere to go.
They should
Yeah.
put a toilet on the London Eye, each one. They should.
Like David Blaine's box.
Yeah,
Just with
exactly.
a toilet in, yeah.
Yeah, and you're
like a
like-
cube of a see-through cube. You can just see people like humiliation.
Imagine having a shit whilst looking at the BT Tower from that view.
That would be beautiful.
That would be beautiful. I'd pay for that. That would be underrated.
I've forgotten the question. What is it?
That's also David. That's a good point about David Blaine's book. How did he go to the toilet?
I think he did have a little. Did he have a see-through toilet? I don't know.
See-through toilet within his see-through box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he didn't expect like how bad the British public are with these kind of things. Like that he was just stuck and people just lobbing subways at him.
Welcome to
They
England.
were.
Yeah.
So, most overrated. I'm going to go for, like, this is going to be sinful because my friend really likes the Shard.
Oh,
But I
really?
feel like I can't think of anything in the Shard that I'd be impressed by, apart from Will.i.am lived there once, I think.
Did he live there? What,
heard
right at
that.
the top?
Oh, wow.
I heard that, yeah. I heard he
Yeah,
lived
heard
there.
that.
That's what I heard. Off
Top
Fergie.
secret.
Fergie
Sarah
was loose-lipped
Ferguson.
after a few drinks.
Yeah. So, most
Shards.
overrated Shard and London Eye. I'm gonna
London
say.
Eye. for
Oh,
Alison.
okay. So give me the. So this is second and.
Most common and second most common. So 10 Downing
Ooh.
Street, Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, the London Eye, or the Shard.
Downing Street might be
Ooh.
high because you can't get near it.
I think that. Oh, sorry. Downing Street. Downing Street because you can't get near it. Yeah, exactly what Alison
Sorry.
said. And then the second. Let me think. I know
Big
Big
Ben.
Ben's right after it, but
It's impressive.
it is. I'm going to say Big Ben though, because I
Okay.
think people think it's going to be bigger, or you can
Okay.
get in it. I don't know.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. So
Trust your instincts,
I'm
Poppy.
so nervous.
for you, Poppy, okay, I'm taking 10 Downing Street and Big Ben, and then Alison, the Shard, and the London Eye. Good
I don't like
answers.
those answers now.
Question 4, last question on this round. So one person on the guest nation said St Paul's Cathedral. I want you to tell me, what did this person say was the first word they associated with Italy on last week's quiz? So last week's quiz, we asked the guest nation, what's the first word you associate with Italy? So the person who said St Paul's Cathedral, what's the first word they said? And I'll give you 3 choices. It's one of these. Was it Catholics, gelato, or pasta?
I'm gonna have to go.
I'm gonna go Catholic.
You think Catholic?
Catholic.
If they're bringing up St Paul's Cathedral,
Is it the same person that brought up St Paul's?
Same person.
Should I go really thick and go pasta?
I mean, this
Pasta.
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 Yeah, I'm gonna go Catholic. I'm gonna go
Yeah, go on.
Catholic?
Yeah, pasta.
pasta.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Catholic
yeah,
and
yeah.
pasta.
Catholic for you, Alison. Okay, great.
Getting into the minds of these
This
people.
is like McCain's daddy or chips. Catholicism or pasta?
Right.
I'm nervous. I'm sweating. He's been your most nervous guest so far. Because I'm about to
good
shit
question.
myself. I'm gonna be honest.
You're not nervous though, are you, Poppy?
I am. I get nervous at quizzes because I do actually want to win, like
Yeah.
really bad. And I'll go. I won't be able to sleep tonight, and I'll just be like, "You fucking idiot!
I
Why don't
know.
you just go with Catholics?"
We don't want this to in any way affect your relationship.
No,
That's
no.
the main thing.
This is
No.
good. I know you're being very good about it.
in real
Yeah.
time.
We should like hold hands across the way.
If either of you want to stop at any point and have a chat with anyone, we have people standing by. to have
Check
a
out. Yeah,
conversation.
do you have an onboard therapist? I'll be in there for ages. Okay.
Right. Okay. Let's get into these answers. So, question one: did more people say the British Museum or the Tower of London? They actually said the British Museum.
Wow.
Did they?
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. Producer Will doesn't like the British Museum. He told us previously.
Why
Will,
is that?
why?
Will?
I spent a lot of time there as a kid. I did classics at school.
Oh,
So I
no.
just had to go and look at pots all the time.
Oh.
Boring. I like it now. I like the idea.
There's some good bits in there, but there are a lot of pots.
Yeah.
He's right.
I like
What is in the Tower of London apart from like?
Your mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom stood there
Tom
waiting for his delivery.
pizza.
Yeah, or just microwaving something whilst you're trying to get past something.
There's nothing in there, is
He's
there?
putting his washing out.
That's a good point. I don't know what is in the Tower of
Yeah,
London.
what's
Is it a
in
load of like
there?
mannequins of people from like Tudor times and stuff like that?
It does sound like a lot of Tudor drama, but people love that stuff.
They
don't
do.
they? I'm a
Yeah.
Plantagenet girl.
I don't know
Really.
what that means.
That's a Michael Jackson song, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think the Tudors are just like messy bitches.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know.
If you have a favourite regal era,
I
please do get in
know.
touch.
Right in.
I know, as an Irish person, I feel disgusting that I said that as well.
Come on, Team Stuart.
Anyway, yeah, the British Museum was said by more people in the Tower of London, so unfortunately, you both got that one wrong.
Right.
Oh
Fair.
God! All right. Oh, I can see Alison's like looking at the floor,
She's disassociated.
deep breathing. Yeah.
This is not a referendum on my worth. This is not a referendum on my worth as a person.
I'm scared.
I can tell you the second most common answer was the London Eye. Got that one right.
Okay, good.
Alison's off the mark.
And the most common answer was the Shard, which you also said, Alison. So you got two,
So hold on a minute. Have I got 0 points?
0 so
This is
far.
a terrible day for me.
Don't make it harder on yourself, Poppy.
Oh,
Before
God.
I tell you the answer to question 4, I've got a voice note because I asked the person who said St Paul's Cathedral, why did you say this?
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Hello, it's Liz from Cardiff. So first of all, you've got a £26 entry fee. Then you eventually get inside and you realise your only photo is going to be of a security guard trying to stop you taking a shot of the Whispering Gallery. Then you think, OK, let's climb 500 steps for enlightenment and a breathtaking view. And what you actually get are leg cramps, vertigo and a blurry photo of the Gherkin. So finally, you've got the gift shop where you can peruse fridge magnets while stepping all over the Duke of Wellington's memorial. And nothing says spirituality more than a £45 snow globe.
Oh,
I'm
savage.
convinced.
Fuming.
Knock it down. Knock it down.
Is this a Welsh
Social
thing?
housing on top of the St Paul's Cathedral.
Do you reckon she's annoyed from a kind of Welsh perspective against St Paul's Cathedral? Is this like a?
I don't know.
She's made so many valid points.
She
I
has.
think it's the entry fee that's always going to do you in. That's why I went with the British Museum. Because I was like, it's free, but it must be terrible.
Can I do a whispering thing in St Paul's Cathedral where you can whisper at one side of the dome?
Yeah,
and
I
someone
don't know
can
what. I didn't get that reference, actually. I don't.
No, I don't.
Well, you can
understand-
do. There's a whispering thing. It's a place called Clonmacnoise near where I'm from in Ireland, and what it is they've built an arch in a way that people were able to take confession without looking at each other. So you'd stand on one side of the arch, the priest would be on the other side. You'd give him the tea, and then it'll travel up.
Brilliant.
The tea would travel up the arch and down into the ear of the priest.
Oh my
That is
God.
incredible.
It's incredible, but like you know, also you're very near the priest. You could just turn around.
Oh, we
you
all
know?
know how that pans out.
Yeah, you're just reverse cowgirling for no reason. You know? Make eye contact, make it more intimate.
Have you? This is a personal question, but have you ever kissed the Blarney Stone?
I've never kissed the Blarney Stone because I've heard stories about the Blarney Stone.
What have you
Oh
heard about
my
the Blarney
God.
Stone? Because we went to Cork years ago
Yeah.
and we kissed the Blarney Stone.
I have spoken to 4 different people who have personally peed on the Blarney Stone
I'm so sorry,
as
guys.
teenagers because they could. Do you know what I mean?
So if you're listening to this and you have kissed the Blarney Stone, you've essentially licked a bit of piss.
You got the gift of the gab and the gift of tuberculosis.
2 for the price of one.
What's that rat
wow.
disease that people die
Oh,
of?
the
Vials
toxin
disease.
Yeah, it's always quoted when you're drinking a can straight. You know, my mum would be like, no,
Rats have
rats
stepped
have
on
pissed
that.
on this. Yeah. I just want an orange Gina, mum. Leave me alone.
But so Liz, as we just heard, she called out St Paul's Cathedral. The first word she associated with Italy was pasta.
Okay, good.
There you
You're
go.
on the board.
Oh, did I get a point?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the board.
Yes, yes,
You are
I'm in the
on
game.
board. And that means after round 1, Poppy, you're on a 1, Alison, you're on a 2. Still
Okay,
very
that's
close.
very
Oh
close.
God.
Everything
oh,
to play
God.
for.
Very
Relationship still intact.
It's still intact.
Yes, but I'm still winning.
Maybe not as intact as we thought.
She's kicking me under the table. My leg's bloody. Do not get another point.
Before we get into round 2, if you're listening and didn't play this quiz, make sure you sign up at guestimators.com. Every Monday, the quiz lands in your email inbox, and you've got until 6 p.m. on Wednesday to tackle it. This podcast right here is the first place to hear the answers and whether you top the weekly leaderboard. And if you're enjoying the show, please give us a rating and a review. It really helps us to spread the word. Welcome back. What have you got in store for us for round 2, Statman Matt?
Round 2 this week comes courtesy of listener and player Elliot Charles, who's clearly fed up of corporate chit-chat because he suggested we ask the destination when you're in an office situation, it becomes too late to ask someone how their weekend was.
That's good. I haven't worked in an office in 12 years.
I was going to say what your office working experiences is for the pair of you guys.
I used to work in a radio station, and the other one was I used to work as a telemarketer for a gas boiler insurance company.
Yeah.
And both full of people with very low self-esteem who need constant reassurance all the time.
Poppy, have you worked in an office environment or anything like that? Any weirder
Yeah.
jobs you've done?
I worked as an animator, so I animated cats so people could learn Spanish through an app. And
Spanish-speaking cats.
yeah. So I had to hold them up in front of a green screen and make them like interact with each other. And then
The cats.
Yeah. And then the studio got filled with rats. That was quite bad that the cats didn't sort out. And then I had to move into the studio for a bit. And then the landlord of the studio just turned up one day and was like, David Icke's staying here. So I had to live in a studio with David Icke and rats and cats.
David Icke had kicked you out.
No, David Icke was in. I lived with him in the studio.
What? And a load of rats.
Yeah, and a load of rats.
This is incredible.
Can we pause this?
It's a Netflix series.
Oh my! What?
This was it was really bad. It was a bad time.
How did David Icke feel? Well, I'd say it was a bad time for David Icke.
He's sleeping on the floor of the studio. I was sleeping in the bed.
Was he-
I was fine.
Was he shell suited up when he was there, David Icke? Obviously famous for his purple shell suit.
No, he'd got some very nice veneers. So he was he had that. He just I think
Nothing wrong with veneers. No bad things in veneers. He believes in the safety of veneers. And
he
stuff
does.
like that,
Yeah. But he was quite chill. But yeah, my landlord just went on holiday, went to like some crazy retreat where you could speak to aliens and just brought David Icke back, and that was it. And I was like, oh, okay. And they were like, yeah, he's going to sleep upstairs, Poppy. But I used to have to step over him to use the toilet. This is really bad. He might ring into this and just be like, stop. Poppy, stop.
That's incredible.
I haven't seen him for a long time. But yeah, kind of fine. Fine time in my life.
Well, like I said, there's a Netflix series.
Yeah,
now.
I
There's no
was
two
gonna
ways
say.
about it.
Anyway, let's get back to the quiz.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
my
sorry,
mind like
sorry,
David.
sorry.
That's great. I'll give you the first 2 questions together because I just
Okay.
simply want to know what was the most common answer and what was the second most common answer. And again, I'll give you a half point if you say them in the wrong position. But I've given you choices.
Okay.
So we asked the guest nation, when is it too late to ask someone how their weekend was? Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, or Wednesday afternoon. So
Ooh,
we split them into
okay.
half days there.
I know. A Wednesday morning for me is like.
I'm going to go Tuesday afternoon because I think people might be more tightly wound because they work in offices.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
know what I
that's a good
mean?
point. Yeah.
But I don't know.
For me and David Icke, it was a Wednesday.
Was
we had
it?
a pact,
Was your chat?
Yeah. We went, let's not speak.
David
about
Icke doesn't
weekend."
believe in the concept of weekends. No, they don't.
What are his views now, David Icke? Is he was it an alien thing? I just can't remember what his
What
kind of
was
thing
his views? Did he like milk? What was he like as a flatmate? Did he contribute towards milk?
Do you know what? I was really sad because I expected him to say loads of really cool conspiracy stuff. But
Yeah.
the only thing he ever told me to do was watch a Channel 5 documentary on Princess Diana. Like, really mild. Like, yeah, watch it. It will change your mind. And I was like, I thought you'd have some, like, inside goss on the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Wow.
But
My mum
Incredible.
is as conspiratorial as David Icke. That's great.
she's more clued up, genuinely.
He used to be a professional footballer, didn't he?
I think he's got a
Yes.
sporting past or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. I think he's got, I mean, I don't know what his views are now.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, so with this most common answer then, what are you guys thinking? Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, or Wednesday afternoon?
I'm gonna go Tuesday afternoon,
Wednesday
and
morning.
then a Tuesday morning
Oh.
as the second option.
Okay.
Do we go straight into second?
Do it, do it. Yeah, first
it.
and second.
Do it while you're
Shit,
there.
oh my god. Okay, so Tuesday morning or Thursday. Is Thursday?
Thursday? Oh, well, I can tell you Thursday's not in the mix.
I'm doing really good at this already. Saturday. Okay, Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that order?
Yeah.
So you guys are almost
So
the other way around.
You've
Yeah.
said the same one, but in reverse. That's
Like
good.
it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like it.
That's all right. That is all right. Fine. So Tuesday AM, then Tuesday PM for you, Poppy. Then Tuesday PM, Tuesday AM for you, Alison.
Nice.
Only one more question on this round.
Oh right, okay.
3 people on the Guestination actually did say Thursday morning.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, why can't it count? What? I mean, that would be losing, wouldn't it? But yeah.
It wasn't. It wasn't the.
We're
one
trying to
of
help
those
you out
answers.
here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I can tell you those 3 people, and the Guestination is split 50-50 male-female. They were either all male or all female.
Oh,
What
Which
do we
one?
guess?
The 3 people who said Thursday morning is only when it becomes too late to ask someone how.
that's play.
I think
the weekend.
women.
Oh, do you? I think
I
guys.
think women.
Okay, female for Alison, male for Poppy. Interesting.
Okay, nice.
What does this mean?
Yeah.
About to learn a lot here.
Okay.
Okay, that is great. Answers are in. This round is done.
Okay.
You've both done quite well on this. The second most common answer was Tuesday afternoon, and the most common answer was Tuesday morning, which you got bang on, Poppy. But you get half point, Alison, because you said them in the wrong order. So you actually get 1 point for that.
That's great.
Shit. What do I get? 2 points.
You get 2
You
points.
get 2 full points.
Storming back now, Poppy.
Oh no.
What's the scores now? Okay.
Already. What's the scores again?
And the last question, I can also tell you the 3 people who said Thursday morning were all women, yeah? All female, which, Alison, you got right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, Poppy.
No, that's all right. Don't worry.
So this is close. This
This
running
is close. That means that going into round 3, our final round, Alison, you're on a 4, Poppy, you're on a 3. This is great jeopardy
God,
for the quiz.
okay. All right.
I'm sweating now.
I am
Sweating
very, very
now.
sweaty.
Yeah,
God, it's
like-
stink in the studio.
Yeah. The pheromones just like wafted in.
Poppy, let's talk about the Brainwash Me podcast.
Sure. Yeah,
so,
yeah,
so
yeah.
people come on and try and convince you that their passion
Yes.
is legitimate,
Yeah.
a thing that you would want to get interested in. What's some of the weird stuff that you've had on the
Oh,
podcast?
I've
then?
had what have I had? I've had medieval reenactment
Ooh.
stuff. So a woman hit me in the head with a sword repeatedly, which was fun.
Did it make you want to try and give something like that a go or not?
It did, yeah. I mean, I don't want to give away the episode, but I think she won. I think I just got battered into submission.
Yeah.
And what else have I had? I had a porn star on, tried to convince me to be a porn star, and he showed me some of his work, which was interesting. So I'm linked up to a brain scanner. So
Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
yeah, it did. My scanner did go a bit crazy.
So
Well,
what's the brain scanner looking for then? Just like a reaction from you?
peaks and troughs, peaks
It's
and
life,
troughs.
innit?
Like,
Peaks and
yeah,
troughs.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the most horrible thing about it is that when I'm bored, it actually just says I'm basically bored. Like,
So you can the brain scanner will tell you when you're kind of disengaged.
yeah,
from
which
something.
is awful as a podcast host. I can see the scientist guy being like, "Poppy, you've checked out again," and it's like, "Oh shit! Oh my god!" Yeah. But yeah, it's very fun. I have a very malleable brain, and I think I'm into pretty much anything, it seems.
She's versatile.
I'm very versatile, yeah. So yeah.
And is there anything then of people that you've spoken to where you think, oh, do you know, I might take this up as a hobby?
Porn star, yeah.
Porn star action.
Stuck into that, yeah. No, whatever. Yeah, medieval reenactment. Nudist was my first guest.
That was one of my favourite episodes of yours.
Thanks, Alison.
Yeah.
He was called Rupert the Bear, and he was absolutely brilliant and great name as well.
Rupert the Bear. So does he do UK nudism or is this abroad nudism?
He does it everywhere.
Does he?
It's all over the place. Yeah, he's a very he's a lecturer. So I don't know if I should say.
But I'm fascinated by it. So this is not just beach-based nudism.
No.
This is like walking around naturist type stuff.
Proper naturist, and he proper believes, we should all be naked as we are now. Like,
And did he have a compelling argument to say that that's the correct way that people should be? Do you think?
just that it's how we're supposed to be. It's how we're born. We shouldn't be afraid of our genitals, should we?
And he makes a good point about that because I grew up Catholic and I was listening to that and I was like, but then I was like, he does have some great points.
He has some great points.
My friend did a comedy gig where she did do a gig in front of a load of nudists in a pub, and like she said it was a fun experience. Like they were a really nice audience.
Yeah.
But the wiping down of the chairs after.
Oh yeah. The noise when you get up.
Yeah. Exactly.
It was hard holding eye contact with Rupert, like
And he was naked when he was chatting to you.
He's completely naked, yeah. So we had him stand, not because if he was seated, I'd be absolutely fine. I'd just get some wet wipes and just wipe it down. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But yeah, like I could be a nudist, yeah, why not? But it convinced me straight away.
How do you start to be a nudist though? Like, what do you take? What's your first steps into?
Take off your clothes.
Yeah,
that's a very good point.
Should we do it now? Yeah, let's go.
You
mad.
take a sock off and then you know.
I just wonder whether you go to like a meet-up or something though. Do you know what I mean?
You do. You go to, I think he first started at beaches, so, and then it went out, and there's naked bike rides as well. That's quite.
I think I've seen one of them in London actually.
Yeah. But he said there's like a controversial little argument within nudism that you should bring your own wet wipes, so you should be clearing up after yourself and not leaving any traces.
Like the scouts.
Yeah, just
leave
like
no
the
trace.
Scouts. Yeah.
It's their motto.
It is the motto.
And then Alison, am I right in saying that you have been on EastEnders?
Yes, I have.
How? So were you an extra, or how did this work?
So it was like so I've been a massive fan of EastEnders all of my life. So much so that I've been to several karaoke's, which is where Sean. Have you had Sean Williamson on?
No, I think we're
working on it.
trying to get him on. Yeah,
he would smash this.
He's really
a
clever,
hero
right?
of
He's
mine.
a real clever guy.
He's written a book about quizzing, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And there's
my
a
God.
chapter about September the 11th in it as well, which I'm like, okay, cool.
It's a bit of a gear change, but it works.
Yeah. But like, so I love EastEnders, and
Why do you love EastEnders?
I think I love EastEnders because it's melodramatic. Because no matter how, like at Christmas time, I would associate it with, look, I didn't get a Furby that year, but at least I haven't been run down by a car, which always happens on EastEnders. Yeah, the apex predator in Walford is like the car. People are always getting knocked down by cars.
Do you have a favourite character of all time on EastEnders?
That is a good question. Sonia, I really like
We've
Sonia.
had Natalie
Had her on
Cassidy on.
this.
Oh
wow.
my
Okay.
lord,
There you
royalty. Royalty. Who else? I loved Kevin, who was a kind of minor character who was a husband of Shirley, and he was played by the guy who did Park Life in Blur.
Oh yeah.
Phil Daniels.
Yeah.
So he was my favourite character, and his death was really affecting me. I love a death where, so it's similar to Fred Elliott of Coronation Street, but I love a death of a middle-aged man where they go visit someone that their wife thinks they're having an affair with, but they're actually going to say, hey man, I love my wife.
Oh no.
Do you know? And then they die beside that person. So then the wife is like, no. And then it's like, what were you doing with Shirley? So yeah, he died. Yeah, I've a lot of favourite deaths in EastEnders. I got to play a woman called Deborah who was pregnant, and I had 3 lines. And it was like, I was the comic relief. I was in the waiting room of a hospital with someone who was heavily pregnant, and they were going to get very bad news.
Oh wow.
But I was being like, I like to do my EastEnders accents. I got my dad to send me a voice note.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. You know,
good.
get out of my pub. Now that wasn't my line, but that's what I do. Oh, yeah, what's going on? That's
really
my
good.
thank you. Get out of my pub.
Get back on. Reoccurring character.
Yeah. So that was.
What an
was
amazing
my
thing to have been in the programme, though. Have you got it
Genuinely-
on like VHS or something, your episode? Or?
I have it on like so I got like a residual check because it got shown in Belgium. And I'm like,
Oh, yes.
for like, and also they knew that I was a big fan and they gave me a tour of everywhere. So I got to take a picture in Calf, and it's amazing. It's a brilliant experience. And also I'd play a rundown mum. And the makeup artist, she was lovely. She's looking after me, and she goes, "So I see in the script here you have to play a rundown mum." And then she just touched my hair a little bit and she goes, "We're done." So,
Brilliant.
yeah,
Amazing.
so that was great. I loved it.
Which is a perfect segue into our final round. Statman Matt, what do you have for us? How'd you beat that?
Round 3 this week is basically a question about what's more important, money or your life. Because we told the Guestination to imagine a roulette wheel where if the ball lands on number 1, you die. But if it lands on any other number, you win £5 million. We then asked them how many numbers would have to be on the roulette wheel for them to take one spin.
Wow.
A million.
A million
Yeah.
to one chance of dying.
Yeah, I think so. Is that like
Can we
too
have
much?
Yeah.
Because
I would say, yeah. You personally would only do it for $1 million.
A million
Numbers on it.
numbers.
no, I do it for 900.
How many days does someone usually live for? Like in their lives? Average.
Oh, that is a good question.
That's a very good question.
Cause
Yeah, let's do that.
whatever that is.
Uh,
And then the odds are the same. Is that how maths work?
But people get like
About 30,000.
30,000.
30,000.
People get a Brazilian butt lift, and there's a 1% chance that they might die, and that's just for a nicer arse. So I think I'd rather have 5 million than a cute pert butt.
Yeah,
You know?
same. Yeah.
What are the chances of dying on the table if you get a Brazilian butt lift?
Yeah. Alison's asking producer Will here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Will.
We'll search
Well,
history.
we'll search that. Let me ask the first
Yes,
question.
Search BBL chances 5 million.
Question 1 on this round. How many digits did most answers have?
Ooh.
Yep. So it was a single. I mean, I'm not going to patronise you.
No, don't.
How many
You're
does
not
this go up to?
patronising me.
Well, the choices I've put here are up to 5.
I think 4.
4.
Yeah.
So between 1,000 and 9,999.
Maybe.
Alison is diligently counting her fingers over here.
1 in 4,000 for.
1 in
Whoa.
1 in
4,000
4,000.
For-
chance
yeah.
of dying.
All right.
I'm gonna go 4,000.
Ooh.
Which would be 4 digits.
4 digits.
4
yeah.
digits.
4 digits.
For Alison.
Do you think 4 digits? Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Just
shit.
repeat the question. How
You
many
know-
digits did most answers have?
This is a good question because I actually do want to beat you, Poppy. So let me.
The tone has changed in the studio, folks. It really has.
Physically? Oh God. Yeah. I've already given my answer, haven't I? 4.
So you said 4 digits, yeah.
Legitimately, I would go 4 digits. But the public are desperate. Like the cost of living has gone up.
It has.
The welfare state is being gutted, and
Mm.
to make it grim, like the roulette wheel is getting smaller and smaller. I'm gonna go 3.
3 digits.
Three.
Three
Oh my
Between
God.
100 and 999.
Yeah.
Yep, I like it.
Okay, I'll take 3 for you, Poppy. 4. Oh no, sorry. I'll take 4 for you, Poppy.
Yeah,
3,000.
yeah.
Right. Columns in the wrong order. Question 2 on this round. Who on average said a lower number, under 30s or over 60s?
Under 30s.
Straight in there from Alison.
The under 30s vape.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's a
They
good
don't
point.
think they're actually gonna die.
Yeah, the popcorn lung thing.
Yeah.
Popcorn lung? Is that what it's
Popcorn-
called?
But then people in their 60s, they do crazy stuff.
They do.
They do.
They do. That's the highest rate of like sexually transmitted diseases. isn't
Yeah,
it?
my friend's grandma
it?
got cramps.
right?
And, genuine.
That's another name of a podcast.
Did she? Bless her.
There was an infestation in the home that she was in.
Oh,
Just like,
God.
But I'm happy about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
except they're having fun. They're
If
doing
my
stuff.
grandma got crabs, I would be like, "Go you,
Good
hon.
on you.
Have a great, I would just be like, "Let's get some ointment," but also props to Granny.
Just whip it all
You
off.
know,
Whip
yeah.
all, have a waxer go into the old people's home, just whip everything off.
Imagine that's your
sorted.
job. Imagine that's your job.
A stiff whiskey at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, because like that's gonna be there's crevices.
You know what I mean? You gotta get right in there, yeah. What was the question again?
Yeah, so who said a
forgotten.
lower number on average? Under 30s or over 60s?
Oh, I do think under 30s.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think
Both go
the
for
same,
under
Because
yeah.
the 60s, people in the 60s got property.
Yes,
They're
they
probably
have.
living
Yeah.
in a £1 million house that they bought for 20 grand.
True.
So true.
Okay, I'll take under 30s for both of you.
Yeah.
Last question on this round before the tiebreaker. Simply want you to tell me what was the most common answer. I'm after a number here.
How many numbers would it have to be on a roulette wheel to take one spin?
What would you answer this, Bush, if you personally?
I would, you hear about these like chances of dying in this, that, whatever, and it's like 1%. I just wouldn't want to roll the dice on it. Do you know what I mean? It would freak you out.
Think about that. Yeah, it would be horrible.
I
5
feel like
million
I'd be
quid,
the
though.
kind of person. I never.
I'm so trigger happy. I'd just be like 2, 3, 4, like that, and just
Take a
like
50-50
chuck it.
chance.
Yeah.
And I do keep saying, like, my life would be so much better if I had like 5 grand.
The things
Do you know
I'd
what I
do
mean?
for 5 grand.
Oh,
yeah.
I would, yeah.
Would you chop an arm off?
For 5 grand,
Yeah.
a finger.
I'd go with little finger.
Little
Half
finger.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. For
Can we
5
do
grand,
that now?
that's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's next week's question.
Klarna. I'll just get it off in 3 installments.
An initial down payment to start, and then 3 easy chunks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the most common answer said by the Guestination.
Okay, I'm going to go for 500.
1 in
What,
500.
Oh my god. I think 2000.
1 in
2000.
2000.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
I've gone wrong.
You can change it still.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
You're in her head, Poppy. You're in her
I
head.
have, yeah. She's turned away from me.
999.
Interesting.
1 in 999.
999 for you, Alison.
Yeah. Do you know what? Just put me out of my misery.
Okay. 999 for Alison, 2000 for Poppy.
I'm the type of person that pauses only connect when it's the wall. And like the victory doesn't feel like a real victory because I've spent 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Oh
I'd be
god.
like, anyway, sorry.
No, that's all right. Just the tiebreaker. Good chance we'll need it. What was the highest answer given by someone on the Guestination? So the biggest outlier. So I guess the least risk-averse piece. No, the most risk-averse person.
$1 million.
$1 million?
5 million.
1 million and 5 million.
I didn't know you could go higher than $1 million.
Alison has put her hat on. Get ready.
She means business.
Okay, 5 million for you, Poppy.
Yes.
1 million for you, Alison.
Yeah.
Okay, this quiz is done.
Oh my lord.
This is huge. So where were we at score-wise before we get the points here?
Alison's leading 4-3.
4-3.
You know-
Right, here we go.
Oh my
Matey, Puffy, I've
Yeah.
just destroyed it in the last round. Like with every quiz I've ever done, I've
Panicked.
Just absolutely.
It's Clive
yeah.
Clive James. Or who was it? Clive
Clive Anderson.
Clive Anderson all over again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Poppy Anderson. It's
Oh,
this
dear.
all over again. Oh
Well,
god.
let's see. You never know.
Well, I can tell you, question 1, most answers, how many digits did they have? Most answers are actually double digits.
Really? That's bleak, isn't
That's a
it?
wash.
That is
there.
bleak. That also surprised me a little
Oh
bit.
dear,
Yeah.
That
guys.
is the sign of bad financial
It's
times.
cost of
for
living
us.
crisis.
Very sad.
Double digits.
Double digits.
Double
That's
digits.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who on average said a lower number, under 30s or over 60s? It was the under 30s, which you both
Oh,
said.
yeah,
So you both got a point there. So
That's
it's all
good.
down to this last question. The most common answer was 100.
What?
100.
1 in 100
Wow.
chance.
That's so that you have a bigger chance of dying in this hypothetical game than getting a Brazilian butt lift. It's like 40 times.
Yeah.
You're 40 times more likely.
Oh my god.
What does that tell you about society?
It really is a real insight into society.
Yeah, we
isn't
do not hold asses up on a high enough pedestal.
But this might warm your cockles. Don't know why I said that phrase. The highest answer said by someone was 100 billion.
Good.
Okay,
Okay.
That's someone who
nice,
really, really
yeah.
values their
Knows
life.
their
Oh,
worth.
Wants
that's
to protect their life.
lovely.
Yeah, probably a millionaire already.
But where does
Yeah.
that leave us?
It means, Alison, you took it 5-4. It was so close in the end.
close.
Great
like-
battle.
Have you won?
I've won.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I don't
Have you
even feel
won?
anything.
I don't get hit. I don't get the shit being out of me.
No. I just quieten down. I only react badly to negative things.
Poppy, I feel like that was defeat with honour.
Yeah.
in many
No,
ways.
I'm happy. I'm a chilled person. I'll worry about it tonight. I'll be like, oh, fuck's sake. I'll be really sad tonight.
It was close. It means, Alison, you do win the prize. Sorry,
Genuinely,
Poppy.
Sorry, there's a
Sorry, Poppy.
prize?
Yeah, 5 million quid in that box.
Okay, I'd change everything. Like, I'm absolutely livid.
This is going to join my pointless trophy.
Yeah.
This
So
is gonna.
sad.
Oh my way.
Please give me
Yeah.
Guestimators mode.
Please
We didn't
give
get
me
some
a cup.
fireworks and stuff like the FA Cup final in the background of Alison there. Can we do that? There you go.
Can I have tears? Tears streaming
Just tears
from
streaming
my
down your
face.
Just
face.
cry in the cup.
Poppy, have you got any
Oh,
fancy
God.
mugs? I know you haven't won one this time, but have you got fancy mugs at home?
I've got
Did
one
David
with-
Icke give you one or anything like that?
No, I've got an Eric Idle one. I've got a Vagina Museum one. So I've got those. Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't
So there
it?
you go.
So there you
Amazing.
go.
So everyone leaves happy.
I'm not happy.
She's not happy, just to
Okay,
clarify.
I've got-
Well,
I'm
thank you.
Devo.
Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you to our celebrity guests, the brilliant Poppy Hillstead and Alison Spittle. Make sure you listen right to the end of this podcast to hear Statman Matt reveal who topped the leaderboard this week. And we love hearing from you, so please let us know how you did on socials and with a voice note as well. As ever, the voice note number 07457 404 279. You've been listening to Guestimators. We'll see you next time.
Hello, Guestimators. It's Statman Matt here. I'm just going to get straight into it. This week's leaderboard, average score was 4, much harder than last week, actually. However, it was the same winning score, a 9. 2 people got it. Tom Bangerter and Peter Kokin, 2 great names there. Both got 9 out of 10. Means it went to the tiebreaker, of which both of them were absolutely way off. But one person was way more way off than the other. Peter said 60. Tom said 10,000. The answer was 100 billion. That tells you all you need to know about Guestimators. Tom, that means you take it. I will be in touch with you soon to get your prize to you. This week was also the first time we've had our extra golden question for golden members. It was named the top 3 most common answers in order. When the Guestination was asked, when's the earliest possible moment it's acceptable in office chit-chat to ask someone what they're up to this weekend, a riff on round 2 of the regular quiz. The answers to that will be on the marked quiz that's being sent to you on Friday, whether you played it or not. But our inaugural winner is Ali Hodrian. Ali got maxed it, got 3 out of 3 with one other person, but got closest to the tiebreaker. So Ali, you are in pole position now for the golden question. Your name will be in lights on the leaderboard. Congratulations. If you want to become a golden member, look on the website. It's all very clearly signposted, and you can answer that question alongside everyone else. That's all from me. We'll see you next on Monday's bonus round.